So I have all this vinyls here, these records that I collected, and it's been a while. And some of these records are, most of these records are from the 80s, which is, they call it new wave back in the 80s. Okay. And I was in high school. This Bolshoi band is popular, and they have this album. I think the name of the album is Friends, and they have this song Away Sunday Morning. Those two songs are very popular back in the 80s. And today, guys, I want to show you guys some of my uh, new waves from the 80s LPs collection here. And we're gonna start from this nice band Bolshoi, Ladies, yeah, the Lindis Party, yeah, the name of the album, and it's a good album. And then we're gonna start from here, and this album here, it's a good album from the 80s, and this artist song, and the name of the song that I my favorite. That's why I bought this. The crack, yeah, the name of the song is Crack and Smile. So these are the band, the groups, and they don't, I don't have the Friends album, and maybe one day I will buy that album, but for now I have this album. Yeah. So this is Bolshoi, and over here, guys, I have the Crowded House. I don't know if some of you guys know Crowded House. This is popular back in the 80s and the 90s, and the song named "Don't Dream It's Over." So another cool LP album that I bought here from Crowded House. Another one I have here is this Gene Loves Jezebel. So the name of the song is Heartache, and some of these are some. There's two songs here. The Heartaches are extended mix, and one is just a regular song. And there's extra Before Doubt, yeah. And I guess, what is this, Deli Babies, yeah. So this is only four songs, I believe. So this is from the band Gene Loves Jezebel. If you guys know the song Motion of Love and Kite from different albums, and Desire, yeah, they have good songs from different albums. And back in the 80s, guys, they are popular, yeah. And here, guys, I know a lot of you guys know him, Chris DeBerg. The song Lady in Red, I think it's popular from the 80s and 90s. So it's very popular from that song, and a lot of movies are using that movies, and in general, a lot of people are using that song Lady in Red for lovers. Yeah. So another cool album from Chris DeBerg. And one and only, guys, from the 80s, this band, a lot of people knows about this band, Tears for Fears. Okay, they have a lot of good songs. Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Mother's Talk, Head Over Heels, Change. They have a lot of good songs. This band is popular in UK, in US, and around the globe. Yeah, Tears for Fears, guys. And another one I have here is one of the coolest band back in the 80s, the Simple Minds. Yeah, Once Upon a Time. And this album is good, and they have this really cool song, Don't You Forget About Me. That's the name of the song, and they are really popular with that song. So Simple Minds, guys. And back here I have the Psychedelic Furs, The Ghost in You. Back in the 80s, guys, very popular. when we were in high school, everybody loves this, and they have clubs and they play a lot of new waves bands. There's a DJ that plays a lot of new waves, just bands from the 80s, and it's really cool back in the day, guys, to enjoy life just listening to the new wave bands, and they can never replace their styles from the new bands today. Even they tried, they will never be like the bands like from the 80's. So very cool bands and amazing new wave songs, and back in the 80's and 90's. Here I have Cher. This is yeah, it was here. So she's popular back then, and she's a hot woman back then. Cher, yeah, back in the 80's and 90's, she was popular. And here, guys, I have Mr. Yeah, and there's a popular song from Mr., which is looking at that song, Broken Wings. Okay, the Broken Wings. Yeah, Broken Wings is popular back then. Mr. is one hit band back in the day from the 80's. Yeah, lucky me, I got all this, new wave bands, and it's not easy to find nowadays, guys. And right here, guys, the Australian band, of course, the one and only Michael Hutchins, the NXS Kick. So, Need You Tonight, Mediate, yeah. Mediate is another popular song, and they do have a lot of good songs. Love in the Guns in the Sky, New Sensation, Devil Inside, Need You Tonight, Mediate, The Loved One, Wildlife, Never Tear Us Apart. That's very popular. Mystify, Kick, Calling All Nations, Tiny Daggers. A lot of good songs in this album. Yeah. So Michael Hutchins, guys, is one of the biggest popular band from Australia in back in the 80's and 90's before he passed away in 1998. Yeah. So yeah, great loss of one of the best band, one of the best singer in the world, Michael Hutchins. Yeah. So another good album. And here I have this Johnny Hayes Jazz. I don't know if you guys know this band, but back in the 80's, this is popular, guys, and they do have good songs in this record, and they are popular back in the 80's and 90's. Yeah. Johnny Hayes Jazz. Here is just extra. These are the magnificent sound of strings. So these are just, it was just with this records. Over here, guys, we have this Roxy music. I know if you guys know the Roxy band. Most of the people knows about Roxy. And they have good songs in this record. I think Avalon, and there's really popular song in this record. Yeah, Roxy music. And of course, guys, one of the best back in the day, the Midnight Oil, Beds Are Burning. That's the popular songs from the. This guy is a lawyer, and then he's a group in the rock band, and I don't know if he gave it up, his career as a lawyer, and he joined the band, or I don't know really the whole story about the guy from Midnight Oil. Yeah, so another good album from Midnight Oil. You look at that, guys. These are not easy to find nowadays, guys. These records. And here I have Till Tuesday. Look at this, guys. She's really pretty. She's hottie. Till Tuesday, and they have a good song here. Voice is Scary. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that song, but it's a good song. And it's a good album, and it's a good band back in the day, in the 80's. Yeah. And one band that I can never say never. I can never say I don't want to listen to that song. This song is really popular back then, guys. Feels Like Heaven. Okay, Feels Like Heaven is really popular song, and this band it's really popular back in the 80's and 90's. The Fiction Factory. That's the name of the band. Fiction Factory. Feels Like Heaven. What a beautiful, beautiful. I love this. I love this record because these are not easy to find, and I have it in my collection. And one of the band that is it's a good band, different voice, and can never can never you can never say never to this band. Like when you love the 80's, the band The Flock of Seagulls. The More You Live, the More You Love. That's the popular song back in the days. And when they play that in the club, people are just really having a good time dancing, and and just having a good time drinking, and talking to women and enjoying, you know, just hanging out in the club and listening to the new wave bands. Never, 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 never. I can never, never. I wish they still have that new wave, clubs today. In Asia, that's really popular. Yeah, in the Philippines, there's a lot of new wave clubs, and they play a lot of 80's bands. And of course, the one and only Dave Gahan, Depeche Mode. A lot of good songs from the album Depeche Mode. They have a lot of good songs. Strange Love is the most popular songs, and the mellow song Somebody. Those two songs are the most popular songs in the 80's, and they always play that in the club. Strange Love, yeah. And there's many good songs. There's many more songs they have. Behind the Wheels, Black Celebration. There's many more. Never Let Me Down. The Things You Said. Yeah, there's many songs they have. And then Dave Gahan did the solo album and put more good songs to sell, and people just enjoying the Depeche Mode albums and his solo album. So here, guys, I never thought that I could find this and have this, to own this album. The Real Life. Send Me an Angel. This is a good song back in the 80's, and everybody loves that song, and they love to relax and enjoy, and drink drinks, and just be in the club with the 80's bands. Send Me an Angel. And of course, guys, the rock and roll heavy voice, Mr. Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses. The Use Your Illusion 1. I don't have the Use Your Illusion 2, but I paid this for, I believe, $10, and I bought it because of the song November Rain. I love that song, November Rain, and the other songs, Don't Cry, Live and Let Die, and there's many more. The Use Your Illusion 2 has more good songs in that album. It's blue. This one is yellow and red. That one is blue and black. Use Your Illusion 2. I believe you guys saw that album. So, I love, back in the day, I love the Guns N' Roses. And here, guys, I have this popular back in the day in the 80's, guys. When you're in high school in the 80's and you're in the 90's, this OMD, the song Secret, it's a very popular song. Yeah, Women love this song, Secret. And when they play that in the club, everybody, the women goes crazy. And, some pretty women are around, and classy women, and, sexy women. And they just having a good time in the club and enjoying their nights and listen to the new wave songs and OMD. Yeah. And here, guys, I have this rare, guys. This is rare. I can never believe I can find. I found this one here. This is camouflage, the great commandment. Yeah, the whole album of this song is very good album, and it's expensive in eBay. I look it up in eBay. It's expensive. The whole album. This is only one song and different mix, but the whole album, it's expensive. So I don't know if I want to buy it one day, but this is a good song and it's a good band. Back in the 80's, they are popular, guys. Yep. So, and I have more. I have Aha. I have more new wave somewhere. I just don't, you know, I did not get into it yet because I do have a lot of records over there, and I have to do it one by one and get all the new waves from the 80's and 90's. So this is some of my new waves records that I have, and I just want to show it to you guys. Yep. And it's a different video today about records, and these are from the 80's. So yeah, and there's more 80's bands out there, and they are just hard to find. They are not easy to find nowadays, and it costs more money now to get all this. So I bought this like many years ago, and some of this before COVID, and I got a good deal. But today, guys, I look it up in eBay, and the price of the records are a little pricey now. Everybody wants and everybody needs money, and they will sell their records for a little bit of price. And I said, I don't really want to buy a lot in eBay because the price they have now, it's kind of, some of the records are overrated, and they want more money because everybody needs the money because of the inflation. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. And this is the records from the 80's that I have, and I do have more, and I just want to share it with you guys. I want to show it off my records from the 80's and 90's. So these are popular 80's bands. They call it new wave from the 80's. David Bowie's not. I do have David Bowie. I do have Billy Idol. There's many. I have more LPs from back in the 80's new waves, and I just don't have the Police. I should have bought it up there. The Police, I have that. Sting. There's many bands from the 80's, but this is all I can pull out and share it with you guys. So there it is, guys. Another video here, and yeah. One day, some of the records I'm gonna have to sell it, because some of the records that I have, because I have plenty of records, and some of them are not really that popular, and maybe I can make extra money from selling those, and just to get rid of it. And I did sell some of the records, and some of the records from the 40's that are not really that popular, because I cleaned somebody's house before to help her out because her husband was gone, and just to help her out, she gave me all the records, and I pull out all good records from Rolling Stones to from another bands, the popular bands. I don't remember all those names, but I pull out all the good records, and then the ones that is from the 40's and 50's, because the sounds are not that that good yet. I let it go, so I just donate it. I drop it off in the flea market and donate it. and then whoever take it, they can have it. So guys, yeah, another video here, and yeah, we'll see you again next time, guys. And next time I will film my Rolling Stones collection, the record, all the records that I have from Rolling Stone, and I have Beatles, John Lennon. But for now, this is the videos from New Wave back in the 80s and 90s. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time. For now, say bye bye.